Hello and welcome to another episode of Good Clean Gaming. I'm your host Shalindo, and today we are playing more Shovel Knight. So I did a little research, and I did find out that I am able to select different. Hold on one second. Turn in all those music sheets. I am able to select different relics. So I found out that if you press the select button, you can select different relics. So I'll be doing that. Oh, this guy's happy because I have a meal ticket. We'll go ahead and give that to him. So we're going to go buy some more relics as we can afford them and not worry about it. I thought that made more sense. And I think we can talk to these people because we defeated the Spectre Knight. Her greatest treasure is dance. Sorry, I just wanted to enjoy that in blissful, wonderful silence. King Knight reigns no more. Huzzah! Now I can rule Pride more. Hurrah! I can't wait to greet old Plume and Beaky. They probably can't wait to see me. Do we have to go through here again? Or are we done over here? I feel like we're probably done over here. Nope. Let's go over to the right here and get... do I have to talk to you at all? Nope. See if we can get some relics over here. Triple. Sure. We'll buy these chalices because I think we can use them later to get more loot. And we'll buy whatever this guy has. Phase Locket, Fishing Rod, Chaos Sphere. Yeah, why not? Let's just get it all. Ah, yep. Nice. What in the world is that? Oh, that's the little ball thing I bought. So pushing select, I can now select multiple things. And see what kind of stuff it does. Cool. Escape from harm briefly. Conjure fiery blasts. Cast into a pit and wait for a bite. An orb of boundless combat potential. And the chalices. Go ahead and get out of here. I think we've collected everything in this town that we need. Alright. Go ahead and use this chalice if we can do it. I presume we can. Who has awakened me, mortal? Dost thou need aid? Aid me! And since a triple chalice, I can fill it with magical ichor. That's pronounced ichor. Magical ichor. Choose your ichor wisely. Refills health, becomes invincible for 10 seconds, and absorbs nearby treasure for 60 seconds. I kind of want that. Good to have a health potion around, I guess. Second one I probably want... Yeah, probably the same thing. A new initiate joins us. The ceremony shall commence. Oh boy. This is absolutely a thing of beauty. I don't know what I'm watching, but I know I like it. It's the majestic dance of the apple trout. Synchronized apple trouting. I'm confused, but I can't stop looking. Fare thee well, Shovel Knight. Shoveled Knight. Return if thou hast need of my aid again. Alright, alright. 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 Can I hit him? Nope. Alright. Forest of Phasing. Yikes. Spikes. If only I could phase away to safety, I could cross and get so much treasure. Alright, that's a hint. Phase lock it. Let's try this thing out for the first time. Alright, that seemed to work. Let's see if we can get through this on the first try. Oh no! Nope. Try that again. Aha. Leave that other one down there. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Okay, got it. Oh! One hit spikes, really? That really takes me back. Haven't seen one hit spikes since Mega Man. Take 3. Maybe I should have gotten the blue buffs instead of the red buff. It's never gonna happen. Alright, we'll try again. This is turning out to be a losing endeavor, though. Alright, dig that. Grab those. Use that. Get this. Hit that guy. And phase. Jump. Get that. Phase. Oh. Gonna have to use it again. Wish this lasted a little bit longer. Gonna have to leave that other one behind. I totally missed that. Ooh. More stuff. I always like more stuff. When given the choice between stuff and not stuff, I choose stuff. Let me get through here before they hit me. Yep, nice. There. And okay, I kind of see what's going on here. Come on, I totally used the phase locket when I did that. Dig, 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 dig. Music! Hey, we made it. The Explodatorium. Or the Treasure Knight. Let's go with the Treasure Knight, because I do like me some treasure, and I don't like me some Explodatoriums. Oh no. Not the water level. The bane of my existence, the water level. Yuck. Alright, we'll get through this eventually. This might be a long video. Ow, ow. Come on. Okay, I do have one thing to admit to from last video. I did watch The Notebook and I did like it. In fact, I will readily admit that I cried at the end, and I really enjoyed that movie. But I have to pretend like I didn't. Because that's just what you do. Like, no, didn't like that movie at all, but yeah, I really did like the movie. So there. Glad I got that out on the open. Good movie. Highly recommend it. Don't laugh. Actually, laugh, because it is pretty funny. Not the movie, but, you know, the fact that I like it. Let's go. Oh, checkpoint. Sweet. You know, this isn't too bad. There are some water levels, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that are just absolutely horrible Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Speaking of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I enjoyed that game a lot, and I got really good at it. I got to the point where I could pretty much keep all the turtles alive until the water level, and then watch as they all die in the water level. And it was just the most difficult level you've ever seen in your life. I think a lot of it had to do with the, probably shouldn't have did that, because I dropped a lot of loot. A lot of it had to do with just I think the spacing, the design of the level, and it was kind of hard, even if you were awesome at the game, to avoid all those little spikes everywhere. It was very, very frustrating. But if I had one turtle that survived, I could hopefully save the other turtles later in the game. So. Don't hit the spikes, don't hit the spikes. Spikes are death. Oh, got it. Oh. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, the pain. Oh, the suffering. So let's see, what other games? You know, the last episode we did kind of got me thinking about how I got into gaming in the first place. And, how did I get into gaming in the first place? Well, I did have a Commodore 64. And if that name doesn't sound familiar, it's because that's a really old computer nowadays. It was not 64-bit. Let me just clarify that. The 64 was probably 64 kilobytes of RAM. That's how old we're talking. Not megabytes, not gigabytes. 64 kilobytes. I believe the hard drive was a whopping like 25 megabyte hard drive, and that might not even be that computer. That might have been the next computer we got. Oh, ow, ow! Gotta run away from this guy. No. Okay, looks like we're replaying to this point. So I remember from my old Commodore 64, I had these old cartridges, and this was a computer. It wasn't a console, but there were cartridges to it, and so you'd put a little game cartridge in the back, and it would load a game and into memory, basically, and you would play that game. And then if you want to play a different game, you had to take out that cartridge, put in a different cartridge, and then you could play a different game. And that was where I played some of my first games. And I can attack this thing now. Oh no! And I enjoyed those a lot. And then after that, there was, I think I had a floppy disk that had Monopoly and probably a couple other games on it. And I was really getting into games at that point. I played Monopoly a lot on that floppy disk, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. And I used to, let's see what this guy has. Throwing anchor. Okay. I used to have, I'd have that floppy disk. I just loved the games so much, and I was very attached to my games, so I would carry it around everywhere. And that floppy disk was associated with my first feeling of loss in gaming. I wanted to have that. It was like my companion, like my pet, so I'd carry that floppy disk everywhere. And one day I was getting, I think, some tea, and I was making myself a glass of tea, and I was going to go back and play more video games. And when I was making my glass of tea, I was like, I was really young at the time, like super young. When I was making my glass of tea, I spilled my tea on the table with the floppy disk, and it got on the floppy disk and ruined it. And I cried, and I cried, and I cried. I was inconsolable. Because it was the end of my world. You know, it was a little floppy disk. By the way, this was a, what it was, 8.5 by, no, 411. How big were those floppy disks? It was one of the big ones. It wasn't the 3.5s that don't exist anymore. It was the old ones that don't exist before that. The ones that held like less than a megabyte of data on it. It was that old. Anyway, I had that, and it ruined it, and I just cried. And, oh, I thought I was on top of the missile. I wasn't. So it's probably from that point on that I should have realized that I was really attached to video games. How far did I go back? Don't tell me I'm this far back. Oh no, I gotta do this thing again. Oh, I hate this part. It's okay, we'll get through it. Let's see, what came after that? The next memory I have of video games after that is, my dad got me a bunch of Basic A games from, I can't even remember the company that did it, but there was one company that put out a bunch of like basic games, and not just not basic games, like Basic A, you know, written in basic code, not Visual Basic, mind you. It's older than that. It's basic code, and they were all in this little blue background, and all the art was just ASCII characters. And oh no. We'll eventually get through this if I stop talking. All the artwork was in complete ASCII characters with little brackets and lines and all kinds of stuff like that. And I enjoyed those so much. You know, I really loved those games, but there were about 100 different games, and I tried to master all of them. And I had my favorites, and I had ones I didn't like, and you know, I'd rank them. You know, before there was game rankings, there was my rankings for little Basic A games. I got really good at a lot of them, but the cool thing I thought, the cool thing that really I guess influenced my life going forward from that perspective was these games, it wasn't just that you could play the games, you could also see the source code. And so I would play these games as, you know, a youngin'. I would play these games, and then I would look at the source code, and I'd say, how did it make it, how did that work? How was it able to work out the logic for this or that? And I would read through the source code, and I'd say, oh, that's how it works. And I'd start modifying numbers in the source code and seeing how the game reacted to it. And this was kind of like the start of my interest in programming and coding. And, you know, a lot of what I do now for my job is programming and coding. And why do I do that? It's because of, I could probably do this a lot better if I just throw this anchor at him. There we go, and I'm down to 1 life. Awesome. Let me use a potion real quick. I don't want to waste that yet. I might need that later. So, programming. One of my dreams later was to become a computer programmer, and I never became a video game programmer, which is what I really desired to do, but I became a computer programmer. I started programming and coding, and that became my job. And so, you know, anybody that says video games is a waste of time doesn't realize that it can actually determine your job, you know? It can actually make you good at your job. I would not be good at coding if I wasn't sitting in front of a computer screen playing video games and then seeing if I could modify the behavior of a video game. So, yeah. Take that for what it's worth, and I died again. This may be our longest episode ever. But that's okay, because I get to talk to you guys, and I like doing that. I'm gonna try to focus a little bit to get through this part. Ow. I got the fireball thing. Gonna try to, I wonder if I can outrun this person. Nope. There we go. That was annoying. So you can really get a lot out of video games when used appropriately. So let's see, what was after the basic A stuff? I think after the basic A stuff, I actually got into other games that actually, there were games on the DOS platform that actually required, DOS, by the way, is the thing that came before Windows. If you go to the command prompt, okay, command prompt is CMD in your start menu. If you actually go to that, and it's a little black box, hopefully you've seen it. If you haven't, I feel horrible about myself right now. But if you go to the command prompt, that's kind of like what DOS was, but everything was DOS. So you could go into DOS and you could play video games, and you know you'd launch a video game in DOS, and it would draw all this nice graphics, and it was really cool. But the part that to me seems very weird now is that you actually had to optimize. Looks like I have to break through these walls while on a missile. Awesome. You actually had to optimize your computer just to play games at that during that point. It wasn't like tweaking your graphics settings. It was like your computer what things you booted up your computer with, what programs booted with your computer on startup, and how they were loaded into memory had to be tweaked just so you could launch the game. Anywho, let's get to this fight. My gems, my vessel, my ocean, your very existence tarnishes. You are to lay claim to the sea itself. Your greed knows no bounds, treasure knight. Your hands are no less dirty. Even now, others are paying for your avarice. Let us duel. Winner take all. Sweet. See if I can get this boss. Oh my goodness. Yep. And we'll just bounce around here. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is no problem. This knight doesn't seem to be any... Oh my goodness, what was that? Oh, I'm out of ability points here, so I'm going to have to do what I can to take him down. There we go. Anyway, back to the story. You had to really optimize your computer in order to just launch games. So, like, you had XMS memory and EMS memory and, you know, it's all kinds of stuff like that. And if you didn't perfectly tweak things, you couldn't even play video games. So that really got me into working with computers. And so, you know, again, it comes back to this idea that video games determined my job and my future. And they gave me a great future. And so you shouldn't feel bad about playing them. You shouldn't feel like they're a waste of time. You shouldn't feel like you need to be doing something else. As long as you balance it, video games are an interactive, wonderful experience, and they are a cause for good. So enjoy them. And I think that's an appropriate time to break this episode. I'm going to take a break, and if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. You guys have a good one. Keep it clean, and we will see you next time.